Well, happy Friday the 13th. All right, I missed the Tall Tale Thursday yesterday. So we got a story today to tell you on this awesome day. But got the pan going. Gonna cook up some sausages and some onion, of course, because that's what you see. Some more of these chanterelles because they're everywhere down here in the woods. It's crazy. And some jalapenos. So let's get this going. Knives are involved in this story, so I figured I would set up this Justin Bird knife, the Stinger, as a slingshot so we can shoot it. So, oh, this onion's not, looks kind of old. So anyway, this story takes place probably in 1989, 1990, somewhere in there. We all lived, Sarah and I and some other friends, lived in a brick house in Colbert, Georgia. If you go through Colbert going towards Comer on 72, across from the Pearland factory, you would see our house. It was up on a hill. It was a great house. So it was Sarah and I and our friend Jamie Lynn and my cousin Jamie D. We all lived in this house together, and like I said, it was a great house. I loved that house. It was pretty spacious for all of us to live in and to hang out. Always people coming over because we were always playing music. We had something going on at that house. And if you walked out the back, it was just hundreds of acres. So it was a pretty sweet spot. And so Brian, one of our roommates, we called him Pinky. The reason we called him Pinky is because he knew almost everything about Pink Floyd and probably still does. Probably more so than Pink Floyd. So it was great that got to be there with Jamie and Sarah and myself and Brian. But like I said, we would record music there. We would hang out. It was just a great spot. And a lot of people would come by and just hang out with us at any given time. It didn't matter. I'm going to shoot some slingshot first. So one night, it was winter time, kind of dusk or something. It wasn't really dark, but it was cold and it had been raining for a while. I don't recommend shooting your knife with a slingshot at all. But so one night, Sarah's brother, my future brother-in-law, comes over. He just got this really nice Dodge Ram truck. He's like, "Come on, D." That's what he calls me. Still calls me that. "Come on, let's go dirt roading." Back in the day, man, you could cruise dirt roads all day long. Never see a paved road except to cross it for the next dirt road. So he's like, "Come on, Pinky, come with us." So we all had t-shirts on because it was in the house and it was warm. And I was like, "Hey, man, let me get my a jacket or my backpack or something." He's like, "Oh, man, the truck heater's on. It's hot. And we're only going to be gone 10 or 15 minutes. Red flags should have gone up right then when he said, "We'll be back 10, 15 minutes. So Sarah was like, we weren't married at that time, Sarah and I. So we get in this truck and it is toasty warm. And it is feeling nice. Somehow we ended up at the next county over, Oglethorpe County. How in the heck did we end up in Oglethorpe County? Well, it was with Michael. So we're cruising, looking at deer, wild turkey and stuff in the woods, and we've been on this dirt road for miles and miles. So we get down to where a power line came across. There's an indention in the ground. And like I said, it had been raining for almost a week. So it was like a small pond. But Michael was like, I got 4-wheel drive. Come on, we got it. Jeez, man, we put that thing in 4-wheel drive, hit that pond. The pond won. So at this time, it's starting to get dark. All right, hold on. Retirement, you can have a beer at lunch if you want. And have a cook up down by a creek. Come on, man. Let's do this. So down into that water, and we just. Oh, and I'm like, oh my God, it's getting dark. We're not gonna get out of here. So the water was coming up in the truck, so we had to get out and jump onto the bank. And like I said, it was starting to get dark and it was cold. We had t-shirts on. Well, of course, Michael has a jacket behind the seat because he's prepared, right? Always be prepared. So we jump out and we're like, man, we need to get a fire going before, you know, it really gets dark. So everything's wet. We pull some logs out of the woods. All three of us had a pocket knife and some way to make fire. Always carry that, no matter what, the bare minimum. Have a pocket knife and a way to make fire. So luckily we were able to skin down the wood to the dry part. And I forgot who had the wooden matches, but we stacked them like this and lit it, and we're able to get a fire going. But of course, you know, those kind of situations, you've got to keep that fire going all night long. So Brian and I have our heads under our t-shirts and our arms in the sleeves, and we're just like, we're like rotisserie chickens, like keeping the fire going, roll, roll, roll. Oh, Lord. So we kept it going. We survived. Country boys can't survive. And we get up, crack, as soon as we can see the light, we're up. We're out of there, man. Come to find out, there was a river 30 feet on the other side of this bank we were on. And so that added to the coldness of that situation. So we go down the river this way, and we don't find anything. So, dang, we got to backtrack miles, it feels like. So we finally came up on the dirt road that we were on, and we walked for miles and miles down this road until we finally see the shack way off in the distance, and it looks like a shack from way back. So we get there, and it's a shack. So we go in, and man, I don't even know why that thing was there, but the one thing that I remember was that on a table there was a big thing of hoop cheese, and I'm like, who comes down here in the middle of nowhere and eats hoop cheese? I mean, I probably would, because I love hoop cheese, but it was starting to get kind of Deliverance-y. You ever seen that movie? And so we're like, hey, you got a telephone? Speaking of telephones, I didn't realize this. Sarah reminded me that all the houses that we all lived in together, we never had a telephone, home line. If we wanted to use a phone, we drove to the payphone in the community and used a quarter. So he goes, my uncle's got a phone. He lives down here, and I'll take one of you. We're like, that's Michael. He's got to go because he's the size of a Viking, and if they get through him, well, you know, we're screwed. So Michael gets in the car with him, heads down the road, and we're just waiting. We're like, oh, man. I mean, there's no way we can get in touch with anybody, man. We're in the middle of nowhere. So after a while, Michael shows back up. All's good. He said, so Sarah and I were talking about this. She's the one that came in and got us. But we didn't have a phone in our place, so either she was at her parents, had a phone, or he called somebody and he got her. And Lord, I don't know how she found us, but he's like, I called Shell. So we walked down in this dirt road. Oh, look at this, man. That looks dang awesome. Walked down to the end of this dirt road to the paved road. The sun's coming out now, and it is feeling so warm, and we are so wasted, tired, that we all just get on the side of the road on the bank and we just pass out. The sun was beaming down. It was awesome. Well, I hear the police. I was like, whoa. I come to, there's a police car, and I'm like, what the heck? And then right behind him is Sarah. So I'm curious what Sarah really thought about that later on, you know, like seeing us on the side of the road, laid out, cops. She already knew the truck got stuck. So the cop gets out and he goes, I heard we got a report that there's some dead people on the side of the road. Well, it's kind of because I felt that way. So it was like, you know, Sarah's here to pick us up and all's good. You know, the truck got stuck. And he was like, all right. So we left. And I think Michael and his dad went and got the truck when the water went down a few days later. So fast forward to the future, back a few years, there's a cool place in Athens called Hendershots. There's a coffee, beer, food, music, and they used to be on Oglethorpe Avenue. They're on Prince Avenue now. So we had a gig there. This all ties in with the knives. And we had gotten there early, set up, and we were sitting on the table in front of the stage. A few of us just, you know, having some drinks, laughing and stuff. And this lady comes in, and she is just freaking out. Anybody got a knife? Anybody, scissors, knives? And we're like looking around. Nobody, not one person has a knife. And what? So how you mushroom? Such a fun guy person. And I said, I have a knife. She's like, let me have it. I was like, no. You can take me out and I can use it and do what you need, but I'm not going to give it to you. So we run out, and behind the Hendershots is a brand new like SUV Porsche. And I'm like, what the heck? And she opens up the back door, and her kid is choking to death on the seat belt that came across. It was tightening up tighter, and they could not loosen it. So she was like, cut it. So I cut that seat belt, and the kid was fine. Everything was fine. But, man, come on, everybody. At least carry some kind of sharp utensil that you can get to in your car or with you, and some way to make fire. Those are the two things that you could pretty much survive with for a while if you have. So anyway, just remember to do this. Remember to get outside, cook up some veggies at the creek. It's been raining here in Georgia for weeks, which is crazy. All right. Happy Friday the 13th, which is an awesome day because my wife was born on that day, so was my dad. And it's a positive day. They're both filled with light. You know it. Get outside and be awesome and be kind and kick some ass when needed. Cheers.